What is going on, everybody? My name's Jeffrey.
And my name's Cody, and this is the Audible Sportscast.
All right, we got a good one for you today. We're going into week 2. We got lots of really good games to talk about. But first, since we couldn't give it to you last time, let's talk a little bit about the Monday night football game for week 1, Raiders Ravens. I thought it was maybe the best game of the week.
Oh, it definitely was.
Oh.
Yeah, you had Darren Waller getting targeted by Derek Carr every
Other,
play, dang near.
what do you have? 19
Until,
targets, something like that.
yeah, some Ravens still played pretty decent.
Yeah, even down 3 running backs. William Tyson Williams, correct?
Yeah,
He had some really good runs.
and Raiders defense looked pretty good,
Oh
better
yeah.
than I thought it would be.
I forgot they picked up a Yannick Ngakwe, the defensive lineman who was in Baltimore, Minnesota last year. I kind of
Him
forgot
and
about him.
KJ Wright.
Yeah, he made some plays. That fourth and one stop they had, where he kind of slid right into the hole, made a really good play.
Hmm.
If anyone was watching the Manning simulcast during that time, which ESPN was airing, they had Ray Lewis on, and he was going, big when KJ Wright made that play. But speaking of the Manning Eli Peyton Manning little watch along they had, what'd you think about that? I thought it was kind of interesting. They changed it up, different from what they've been doing.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty annoying at first, but they got funnier as the night went on.
Yeah. I mean, anytime you get a chance to see Peyton's big forehead try to fit into a normal sized helmet, it's always a good time. All right, next game we have it's Thursday night game. Obviously, this will be posted a little after the game, so let's see how we do on how we feel about it. But the Giants Washington Thursday night football game.
I think it'll be a good game, honestly.
Yeah, I feel that way. I mean, Ryan Fitzpatrick, he's hurt. Taylor Heineke comes in. Last time
They
he
love
came
them.
in, oh yeah, that whole team, like Chase Young was pretty much he's saying lots of good things about him. After that
And his
playoff
receivers.
loss. Oh yeah. I feel like that team, the team they kind of have around, is still, it's pretty good. You got a really good running back, Antonio Gibson, Terry McLaurin, Debo Samuel, or not Debo Samuel, but Curtis Samuel right now, he's out. But, they picked up Dynami Brown in the draft, not to mention Logan Thomas. They got a lot of good pieces, a good offensive line to help, Taylor Heineke, and not to mention maybe the best defense in the division to help him out.
Well, and then you got the Giants. They don't have the best O line, but they still got weapons. Daniel Jones obviously isn't the best, but as much as they love Heineke isn't the best either. So I
No.
think it'll be a better game than what people are um, saying. And the Giants still have a good secondary and stuff,
Oh,
so
yeah.
it'll be interesting.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how Antonio Gibson plays against that defense because
Well, you
week
also have
one Melvin Gordon had a pretty much heyday against that um, New York Giants defense. So
McKenzie,
true,
who gets a lot of receptions.
oh yeah, he's been reliable there for several years now.
Yep, it'll be a good one.
Yeah, who do you think is gonna win?
Washington.
Yeah, I feel like Washington has a really good chance to win it. Taylor Heineke's gonna come out and ball. People forget he put up 300 passing yards against a Tampa defense last year that was keeping anyone from putting up high numbers.
But a player to watch out for is uh it wasn't Sterling Shepard, was it? Who's the
The
receiver that went off? Yeah.
last last week,
Who wears number 3 now?
yeah, Sterling Shepard I feel like is gonna have a really good game. Him and Daniel Jones over the last couple seasons have really made a good connection. Kenny Galladay's still trying to get in rhythm with everything if he can stay healthy.
Well, I think that's what's going to make the game interesting. Is there's 3 good receivers that the Giants have,
Oh yeah,
and Galladay is getting a lot of targets. I can't recall how well he performed, but I know or how many yards he had, but I think he got targeted 7 times, which that's pretty decent. And then you
yeah.
got Sterling Shepard, who got 113 yards and a touchdown. So then you
Oh
still
yeah.
have Slayton, who was off and on last year fantasy wise. So we'll have to see.
Not to mention, if he can get cooking. Um, Saquon Barkley, he's a pretty good running back. He had some troubles week 1 against
Well,
Denver. He's still coming
I
off
don't
an
know how
injury.
I don't know how much he's gonna play tonight though.
But even on the field, roughed up, he's someone you got to watch out for.
I don't know. We'll have to see.
Yeah, but yeah, I feel like Washington will win that. So next game we have Bengals Bears, um, in Chicago. How you feel about this game?
The Bears should be scared.
I agree.
I I think it'll be a good game
Oh yeah,
because I think the Bears offense has a chance to show out this game, and for how bad the score looked against the Rams, they had some bright moments early on in the game, and then they just went downhill. But Bears is just one of those weird teams, I guess. They
oh
have a
yeah,
horrible secondary, but um, their offense shouldn't be as bad as they're playing. So Bengals have an awful O line, so the Bears defense should get in there easy. So we should
yeah,
see.
yeah. It feels like both of these teams kind of their matchups go well against each other because you see a lot of these strengths these teams have are the other team's kind of weaknesses. You talk about the Bengals offensive line versus the Bears front seven, but also the Bengals wide receivers. They have really good wide receivers when the Bears secondary, looked like it had a lot of communication problems against the Rams. So they'll need to figure some stuff out if they want to keep, that three-headed monster of receivers in check. Yeah. Who do you think is going to win this game? Does the home team have any advantage here? First it's the first game Chicago has fans too.
I think it will be the Bears.
Yeah, I can't see it. I can see it kind of going either way, but Bears definitely I feel like will win this one out.
Yep.
All right. Texans Browns. Can the Texans pull the upset here?
No. There's not much I can say about this one. Texans they're getting overhyped right now just because they won against the Jaguars. Like, come on. Like they're saying, "Oh, can they win the AFC South?" No, no, they can't. And they're playing the Browns, and the Browns are a very solid team. I have them. Earlier I said the Colts had a chance of making the AFC championship. Nah, the Browns definitely will, and Browns in Kansas City. So
Oh
Texans
yeah.
have no chance.
Oh, yeah. We definitely probably saw a sneak peek week 1 Kansas City Browns in the for the AFC championship, but yeah, this Browns team is too, complete versus a Texans team with way too many holes. And yeah, I agree. They're kind of getting overhyped right now for beating a Jags team that has, it was a rookie quarterback, a head coach
Just
that
as much
has.
holes as they do.
Oh yeah, uh, yeah. It's yeah. Browns for by a mile.
Agreed.
All right. Here's another interesting one. One I believe you're actually going to in the Rams and Colts.
Oh yeah. Uh, I'm pretty scared. I'm a Colts fan, and they struggled big time against the Seahawks. The Rams are a better team than the Seahawks, so I can't see the Colts pulling this one off.
Yeah. I mean,
I'll probably be depressed all day. So
it's kind of another one of those ones where the matchups are really interesting. You see that Rams defense against the Colts front seven who struggled against Seattle, but it looks like they'll be getting Eric Fisher back to play. So you
they
know
will.
it'll be interesting to see how they if the rest of that offensive line can kind of bounce back with the help of Fisher and then you have a Colts secondary that kind of looked a little bit off against that Rams receiving receivers that last week had a lot of good deep plays against the Bears secondary. So it'll be interesting to see kind of if some things can change.
Yeah, the
If
problem with the Colts defense is right now Darius Leonard is sitting for a foot. I don't know if he'll be back for Sunday. Xavier Rhodes is still out. I don't know the status on him, but he's a difference maker if he comes back.
oh yeah,
Um, Kamoko Ture, I think he's back, which is good. But it's just the injuries on that defense. Um,
you don't want to
Darius
see
Leonard,
that
if he
early.
doesn't, no, if he's out, sorry, that defense is not good without Leonard. So
Oh
it's
yeah, he's
it, it I they could still play better than they did last week defensive wise. Because they have two good safeties, and they just did not look good last game. So hopefully they get under control and they might have a chance. I don't know.
oh yeah. I mean, it might. I can see it being a really good game, but yeah, I have
It's
to.
home again.
Yeah, I didn't help much last week, but who knows? Maybe they'll bounce back. But I feel like the Rams will take this one.
Yeah, it did in moments. It mattered in moments. But Frank Reich, I don't like him. He's a good guy. Just don't like his coaching style. It's just bad. Play calling needs to be handed over to the offensive coordinator or something. But that's one of their biggest weaknesses is coaching. But that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah. Net, next game we want to look at here, real tough AFC East division game, the Bills and Dolphins.
Okay, so the Bills and Steelers game was interesting. Um, Obviously the Steelers won, but the Steelers offense did not look good.
No, it didn't.
It was solely the defense and special teams that won them that game, and that one pass from Roethlisberger. But it's Roethlisberger's the throws aren't pretty.
No, that
So
his arms kind of looking a little weak there.
he's looking like a worse Drew Brees, in my opinion.
I mean, we're not. They're not going against Ben Roethlisberger here, but a nice young Tua. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. I've always had trouble trying to pronounce Tua's last name, but I don't know. I feel like it'll be an interesting game. Will Fuller's coming back. He didn't get to play week one because of a suspension from last year. The receivers looked really good against a really good Patriots defense. There was a lot of mistakes that the Bills kind of made, but I think it'll be a real tough, hard defensive game.
I think the Bills will win this one. I think Josh Allen will get things under control and get things done. I think it'll still be a closer game because the Dolphins are pretty decent, but I got the Bills.
I'm I'm wanting to go with the home team here, but I feel like Josh Allen's gonna have a lot better game this week. He's not facing Steelers front seven. Dolphins defense is really good. But I think Josh Allen will play a lot better this game, and the Bills will end up winning.
I agree.
But next up, we have another AFC East division battle in the Patriots and Jets.
Yeah, this one's a given. Basically. I got the Pats because Mac Jones, he looks pretty good. He's on the same key with all of his receivers, all the weapons he got. That defense is really good,
But yeah, I think
and
the Jets have just too many holes, missing pieces. They lost Mekhi Becton,
yeah,
their left tackle. Not to mention, I think that's not going to help. Patriots are going to put a lot of pressure on them. Going to be able to
they're
frustrate them a
gonna
little
put a lot
bit.
of points on the Jets.
Yeah, I agree. Next is kind of an interesting one. 49ers Eagles.
49ers and the Eagles. What do you think?
I'm honestly kind of going back and forth a little bit on this one. The Eagles, they didn't look too impressive, at least early in the Falcons game, but Jalen Hurts put up some really good numbers against them. And yeah, the Falcons are a lot different defense compared to the 49ers, but 49ers secondary isn't, that good, or it's good, but lost some pieces. Another early injury with
I'd say the secondary is still a challenge um, for him, but
I can.
I think they'll do fine. Jalen Hurts, I wasn't high on him at all. I didn't really believe in him, but he looks pretty decent. Him and Devontae Smith,
Oh yeah, there's
or
definitely the Alabama connection there still.
yeah, he's dinky, but he's different.
Oh yeah.
Um, it'll definitely be a challenge between them two. We also have Jalen Rager, but um, I don't know. We'll have to see. The Lions came back on the 49ers last week, but I don't I don't think that's going to happen very often. But
Who,
in
who do
this
you
game,
who do you think is gonna
I
win?
got the Eagles. I got the
I
Eagles.
I'm taking the home team here too. I feel like that that you got to think too. That's a cross country trip, all the way to Philadelphia, and stuff like that. Can matter a lot. And so I feel like the Eagles can take this one. 49ers still trying to figure themselves out, and
I
yeah.
mean, yeah, I don't see the Lions coming back on the 49ers like that. I don't think that's a regular thing for them, but I still bring that into account. And I think it's going to be a close game, but the Eagles.
Oh yeah, definitely. But next we got Raiders Steelers. This is a tough one for me. Ben didn't.
I I'm gonna go ahead and say I have the Raiders because that Raiders defense is surprisingly good,
Oh yeah.
and the Steelers offense is surprisingly bad. I mean, I don't know about surprisingly, but like they have good receivers, but that O line is just not good, and the Raiders defensive line is pretty good, and they got good linebackers in their secondary. Like you have to remember the Raiders draft this past draft, they drafted nothing but linebackers and secondary.
Yeah.
They got an O lineman too. I forget what round that was. I think it was second, maybe. But
Oh yeah. Leatherwood from Alabama.
yeah, but I got the Raiders.
Yeah. I feel like we saw Derek Carr kind of struggle a little bit against the Ravens defense. Well, when I say
I think that was just
struggle,
nerves.
yeah, because new not new stadium, but first time people are allowed in the stadium. A lot of nerves. Monday night, week one.
People forget Derek Carr is he's like he's one of the most accurate QBs in the NFL. That's why he's largely underrated. But obviously, last night that didn't show, or not last night, Monday, that didn't show because he wasn't accurate at all. But the Raiders do lack the receiving talent a little bit. I mean, you have Darren Waller, he's just a monster, but you also have dang it, what's his name? Number 13,
Um,
Renfro.
oh yes, Hunter. How could I forget Hunter Renfro? Yeah, from Clemson.
Yeah, Hunter Renfro. He's good. Um, I don't like Henry Ruggs. He just never can. He can be against the worst corner and still not break separation. But I think a lot of teams, obviously a lot of teams double Waller, and I think they focus on Ruggs as the number one receiver. But I don't think he is, which is good for the other receivers. So yeah, I think the Raiders will be fine.
I I feel like the Steelers are gonna win that. Just I feel like that defense just matches up really well, and I feel like the Steelers offense will just be able to bang out enough to just it's going to be a really close, hard game. But I can see I see the Steelers winning at home. I'm taking a lot of home dogs here, but
We'll see.
next we got Saints and Panthers.
Um. So yeah, you got Jameis Winston who showed out last game against a very problematic, I guess you would call, Green Bay's team with Aaron Rodgers being a baby and stuff. But I got the Saints in this one.
Oh yeah, I'm not too high on that Panthers offense. Yeah, they have
No,
CMC, Robbie Anderson, and Sam Darnold. We thought was going to have this really good connection, but I believe they only hooked up for one play. While it was a 55-yard touchdown, it's kind of interesting against Jets defense. At least the Jets secondary that's not that good, but
yeah, that game was too close for
yeah,
me to
yeah.
have confidence in any of those teams.
Yeah.
But
Plus, the Saints defense is really good. They just traded for I believe Ronald Darby to help with that secondary. Lattimore's kind of having some injury problems right now, but that Saints defense is really good. It made
yeah,
it.
I'd say it's the Saints, no question.
Oh yeah, definitely. Next, Broncos Jaguars. The Broncos looked really really good against the Giants in Week 1. Jaguars did the complete opposite against the Texans.
Broncos will tear the Jags to shreds.
Oh
Teddy
yeah.
Bridgewater will show out again. He'll do even better than he did last week. I'm not really high on Teddy, but I picked him up in fantasy just for this week, and he's gonna have a week. I know Jerry Judy's out, but it's not as bad as they were originally saying. It's just a high ankle sprain, which I know those are longer than regular, but they still have other good
Oh
receivers.
yeah. Cortland Sutton,
That
Noah
Patrick, I
Fant,
forget his,
KJ Hamler.
yeah, that I don't know his first name, but his last name is that Patrick, the 81.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty decent. And then Broncos defense is pretty good. I'd say the Jags have no chance.
Oh yeah. Von Miller is going to welcome Trevor Lawrence. Yeah, just Broncos by a mile in this game.
Yep.
Next up we have Vikings Cardinals. I feel like that Cardinals defense looked really good against that Titans team. Um, Vikings looked kind of underperforming against a Bengals defense that isn't that good, but has some players on it.
Yeah, it's gonna be the Cardinals.
Oh yeah, especially at home.
Yeah, I got the Cardinals. They're just overly talented. Murray can kill a team just by himself. So yeah, it's the Cardinals.
Yeah, that Vikings defense won't have much to really
Well, I
really.
think they're gonna. The Vikings the Vikings are gonna struggle big time against the Cardinals defense too.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's hard not to say the Cardinals in this game, especially at home.
Yeah,
Just the way that both of these teams played week one. I want to see some more out of the Vikings before I ever pick them again for anything.
NFC North is gonna struggle again this week.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I got the Bears winning, but it's gonna be a war.
Oh yeah. But next up, Falcons Buccaneers. We've already seen Tom Brady bring some 28-3 jokes out from the 28-3 comeback against the Falcons in the Super Bowl. How do you think this game's going to go out?
Bucks by a blowout.
Oh yeah. It's that Falcons team, does not look good. They struggle against the Eagles. Yeah, that Bucks team, had a lot of key plays that, I wouldn't say kept the Cowboys in, but it was a close game for a number of reasons. But I think it'll be a lot better for the Bucks this week. Yeah, Bucks by a mile.
Yeah, and Falcons couldn't even get. What was the score of that game?
The score of the Falcons and Eagles game was 32-6.
Yeah, so they didn't even score a touchdown,
No, they did not.
and they got receiver talent, and I don't know. That team is just not good. So yeah, it's Bucks, no question.
Oh yeah, easily. Um, Next up, I think might be the game of the week, Cowboys Chargers. Two really good offenses going against each other. Justin Herbert looked really good last week against Washington. Dak who looked amazing against Tampa. You think this is going to be a high scoring game?
I do. Uh, those teams right now are known for their offenses, and Chargers, Mike Williams is a good receiver. I know they have Keenan Allen, who's obviously their top. He showed out for the first time in a long time last week. The Cowboys, they have the same deal. Their defense was better than thought it was going to be like, but they just lost Lawrence. So
Yeah, I mean that
I
Chargers
don't know.
defense, it has a lot of pieces. You got Joey Bosa
Yeah,
on
I
the
know.
front, who luckily he's going to get, or not luckily, but he's going to be going against a really good offensive line though. That's gonna Zach Martin. He's going to be coming back to this game, right? He got off COVID
hmm
list a couple days ago,
But
so
then you got shoot,
you
what's
got
his name?
Derwin James in the backfield or in the
No,
secondary.
one of the Cowboys' offensive
Oh,
line just got
Lyle
suspended for.
Collins. Yeah,
Yeah,
their right
that's
tackle.
pretty big.
Yeah,
It's pretty
especially
big.
since that's the side Joey Bosa's probably going to go and attack.
Yeah. So, um,
I don't know what the number is because I haven't seen it, but if there's
I
a over under on Joey Bosa sacks, whatever that number is, maybe take the over. Because if he's
I'd
going
say it's gonna
against,
be the Chargers. I think it's gonna be the Chargers in this game.
yeah, it's Chargers seem like they're at least the more complete team. That Cowboys defense did look a lot better, but there's still a lot of questions. DeMarcus Lawrence just got in. He's out for the year, and it's hard not, especially at home. I gotta go Chargers here.
They played a really good defense last week and came out with the win. And now they're playing a. I know the secondary played better than was thought uh, against the Bucks for the Cowboys, but
I mean,
I think they're gonna shred the
oh
Cowboys
yeah,
defense. So
Justin
I gotta
Herbert.
give it to the Chargers.
Yeah, Justin Herbert was literally slinging, dicing all game, check downs and deep plays, completing. I believe in the fourth quarter he completed like five third downs or something like that to like pretty much win them the game.
Keenan Allen had over 100 yards. I know. I think he might have scored. I'm not sure. Mike Williams scored a touchdown. I know for sure. He had like over 90 yards. So he might have reached 100 too. I don't know. But that's still a lot of yards for
Oh yeah.
two of your receivers. And then I know Jared Cook's there. He had a good
Oh
amount
yeah. He
of
he was targeted 8 times,
stats.
5 catches, 56 yards, and Eckler didn't have the best game running, but he's going against a really good front seven. So I feel like this game maybe watch out for Eckler to put up a lot, or definitely look out for him to put up a lot bigger numbers.
Yeah, it'll be
But
the Chargers.
oh yeah.
I think
Next
it'll
up,
be a high scoring game though.
oh I could see it being high scoring definitely. Um, Next, Titans Seahawks. This is I feel like an interesting game.
Um, what do you think about it?
You got Seattle at home, Tennessee, who's coming off a really tough loss. Um,
Against Arizona.
oh yeah. They looked really pathetic, but I can't see Tennessee, not coming out and playing a lot better, bouncing back. There's a lot of winners on that team that just, I feel like know how to bounce back. But do I think they win though?
I
Seattle
don't.
looked really good. They're always an early first half team. Titans defense doesn't really look good like at all.
Their
I
secondary is so easily exposed. And you know the Seahawks, they have a couple of the best receivers in the
oh
league.
yeah.
Lockett's pretty underrated. Um,
I don't know if
Mainly
his
because of his he
inconsistencies.
is, yeah. But yeah. Um it's gonna be the Seahawks.
Yeah,
That Titans defense will get exposed so badly. You saw the Colts get exposed horribly bad. Um,
and the Colts defenses, I would say, even with maybe some of the injuries they're dealing with, is a lot better.
oh, it definitely is, but yeah, the injuries is a problem. But yeah, it's gonna be the Seahawks.
Yeah, especially once again, home team. I feel like will do really good. Can maybe see it being a close-ish game. Maybe not like a one-score game, but I think it might go back and forth a little bit in the beginning.
I think the Titans will play better, but yeah,
Oh
it's
yeah,
gonna be the Seahawks.
yeah. Um. All right, now we got the Sunday night football game: Ravens versus Chiefs. Lamar Jackson versus Patrick Mahomes in Baltimore.
Uh, I I think it's gonna be the Chiefs, and the reason why I say that is because Lamar's role, if you couldn't tell by Monday's game, is a little different. He's um, instead of run first, he's actually looking downfield to pass. Um,
Yeah, they're definitely trying to
and
pass it a lot more. They went out, added Sammy
yeah,
Watkins, Brown, and him connected a lot. Someone who kind of was quiet though was Mark Andrews, which I don't know. I don't know what that was, but
yeah, he looked like the receiver I've always thought he was. I've always thought Marquise Brown is a good receiver. It's just he's in the most last year he was in the most unfortunate offense for a receiver.
oh yeah,
So it just shows he's good. But I think the Chiefs are the better team.
yeah. It's hard.
And
It's hard not to pick the Chiefs pretty much every week. Like that team's just that good. And yeah, Tyrann Mathieu it should be playing this week. He didn't get to play last week. and that just helps them, really a lot on that defense.
Yeah, yeah. I think the Chiefs will win by at least 2 scores.
You know what? I'm a I'm I'm gonna keep going with the home dog here. I know it's gonna, you know, I feel like the Ravens might stretch out a win right here. I feel like it's gonna be high scoring, good game. Yeah, the Ravens secondary lost a lot of pieces, but I think they might be able to stretch out a win here. You get Latavius Murray, Le'Veon Bell, and Devonta Freeman now that have been there for a week. Kind of settled
Has
in.
Bell was Bell elevated from the practice squad?
Um,
I know Latavius Murray is, but
well, yeah, he scored a touchdown Monday, but I don't know. He wasn't active for the game Monday, but I'm not sure. But even if he isn't, there's still, I mean, Latavius Murray is depending what team you're on, is a starting running back. He still
yeah.
showed a lot of good power. He's always a very physical
Well,
back.
I think Tyson Williams deserves that starting spot. He
Oh
looks
yeah,
amazing for a rookie, third string rookie running back that was thrown into the role, and he
oh
got
yeah,
he got me a lot of fantasy points.
oh yeah. Like I do. Yeah,
18.
that's pretty good. May when I mean maybe more like yes, he'll definitely get the load of the carries, but for when he comes out, you get a fresh Latavius Murray in there or one of those other running backs. That's
Well, yeah, I'm not trying to discredit Murray. I'm just saying I think he's earned his role, and
oh definitely.
I think he should be the starting running back. But
And they've always kind of liked a committee type style. They always had handful of running backs that would, depending on the week, get the carries. But yeah, I can see the Ravens kind of squinting out a win here.
yeah, I disagree, but it's all right.
All right, last but oh, actually maybe least, we got the Lions and the Packers.
Yeah, a toilet bowl game. I wouldn't say toilet bowl. I don't think. I think. Well, obviously, or I wouldn't say obviously. I think Green Bay will win, but it just depends on Rodgers.
Yeah, I mean,
That's all it is.
yeah, yeah, it's that Lions team kind of looked, you know, very, very not good early in the game. They almost came back against the 49ers. Who knows what that was about, but it's Packers at home. Aaron Rodgers should play. He should play a lot better than whatever that was week one against the
If he's not,
Saints.
if he's not playing bad on purpose,
Oh
which
yeah.
I kind of starting to think so. But if he's not, then yeah, it's Green Bay, no question.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, should be easy win get for the Packers pending whatever is in Aaron Rodgers' head or whatever that all is. But yeah, that's week 2. All the games should be pretty interesting week. Some high scoring games in there, some really good defensive battles. So it'll be fun to watch them. Hopefully win some fantasy football too this week. I don't know about you, but I went 0-2 in my games. I did not do good at all. I had some low scoring games or low scoring
I
players.
won. I won 3 out of 4 of my leagues. One of them's 8-man league, and or no, I lost 2 of them. I forgot. I lost by less than a point because of guess who? Lamar Jackson
Yeah,
fumbling twice made me lose by half a point.
my game when all the my one of the games I lost by like 10, 15. I knew I wasn't going to be able to come back. But my one of my games I was down 3 points. Raiders overtime on the goal line. They're looking to run. I have Josh Jacobs. I only need 3 points. It looks like he's going to get a touchdown. Derek Carr pretty much tries to get them off sides. They end up jumping and pushing them out of a running situation, and I lose by 3. So it was a tough little scenario right there for me. So I ended up losing both my fantasy leagues, but I don't think I've ever won week 1 in fantasy. I've also never won a championship. My teams always end up going bad, but that's beside the point. But who knows? Who knows this year? I'll still be bad. It's whatever. But let's move into. You ready for our next segment?
Yup.
All right. So we're continuing with the Add a Legend. Last time we did the Arizona Cardinals, and to continue with this alphabetical look, we're going to the Atlanta Falcons. So what we're doing here is we're looking at every single NFL team, and if we can take any NFL player from that team's past that played at least 4 years for them and is retired, who we can take and pretty much help them and make them the best they can be for a Super Bowl.
Well, it gives them the best chance. It doesn't
Yeah.
mean they're gonna be.
Oh yeah, there's definitely some teams, and this one included, kind of is like there might be no hope.
Yeah, it's like impossible. But who do you got?
So I spent a lot of time back and forth on a couple players, and when it came into my mind, if you want to win prime time games, you want a prime time player, and there's no one more prime time than prime time himself in Dion Sanders. He started his NFL career in Atlanta, played there from 89 to 93. He's a Hall of Famer. He's known as one of the best corners of all time. That secondary needs a lot of help, and he knows how to get it done. There's a reason they call him prime time.
Yep.
Who do you got?
I went and addressed the O line, and it was either between Jeff Van Note, who was a very good center in the 70s to like the late 80s, I'm pretty sure, and then their best O tackle they've ever had at Mike Ken, who played 80s through the 90s, but I went with Mike Ken, O tackle. 5 Pro Bowler. I think he played every game. I don't think he ever missed a game. He played left tackle for them, and we all know played for 17 years.
Oh wow, that all
Yeah, as
17,
a tackle.
all 17 in Atlanta, or
I'm
big.
pretty sure.
Oh wow, that's
Um,
you don't see that a
he's
lot.
list he's listed as their number 3 all time player.
Well then,
And that's all time. He's ahead of Roddy White. He's even ahead of Dion Sanders and all of them.
oh yeah.
But yeah, that's a big problem for Atlanta's their line, and he'd make it better. I wouldn't say they'd make it to the Super Bowl, but
Gives them a lot better chance. If you can keep Matt Ryan up, let him pass. He's a really good passer. There's a reason he won MVP. What was it now? 4 or 5 years ago.
yeah, there's a reason why Matt Ryan's listed as the number 1 all time for Atlanta
Oh
because
yeah.
he's good.
Oh yeah.
Good.
He's really good, but
He's never really been surrounded by a solid team other than a couple times.
yeah. And when he was, they went pretty deep in the playoffs.
Super Bowl one time.
Oh yeah. And as we mentioned earlier about the 28-3 jokes, that still go around a lot today because of
Yeah.
28-3 comeback that the Falcons lost. But
That was major depression.
that's all we have for the football. As we tell y'all, come on. If you ever want to get on to debate us, talk about football, just let us know on any of our social medias.
Yep. If you're watching or any podcast service, got on Apple Podcasts, all of them, Amazon. But if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like, hit subscribe, hit that bell notification, and you'll be set.
Oh yeah, make sure you follow us on Instagram, Audible Sportscast, Twitter, Audible SC. We have a Facebook group. We're gonna try to be a lot more active in that, so we can get some like question debates, whatever we want to get to you. So yeah, make sure you stick to those. You follow them. Shoot us some DMs what you want us to talk about, whatever you wanted to do. But that's all I got.
Same boat. We'll see ya.
Have a good one.